Hello, hello, hello. My name is Dr. Sanchez, neuropsychologist, OD expert, and executive coach. And I come to you today wanting to talk about taking back control of your career and getting unstuck in this new norm. Now, I specialize in working with high potential women, leaders that are trying to position strongly for promotion, pivot, or transition, but also want to learn how to speak with more confidence and negotiate for better pay. It's especially important during this time where it feels like things are somewhat unpredictable and uncertain. I was sharing in the previous live that I did on this topic is that in some ways this pandemic has been the great equalizer. It's caused every person, every industry really to have to reposition, to be able to pivot, to also be able to transition so that they can get to the next level, and even in some cases to be able to maintain and really be able to thrive in this current environment. And so I think that this topic is of particular importance because when it comes to thinking about expanding your opportunities in your career and your ability to advance and to continue to ascend in your leadership, a real practical concern is about what is the status of the current job market. But even with everything that's been going on, even though there's so much upheaval and things are uncertain, this also is a great time, an absolutely great opportunity to be able to change the conversation, to be able to become innovative in your process and create new opportunities for you professionally, especially if you're a woman leader. So if you're looking to advance in your career now, and you absolutely know that it's time. This really is where we get to the point in this live today about discussing what is holding you back. I want you to be able to think about setting the stage really for your career success and seeing that this time is one that you can be able to take advantage of the opportunities that are available, but also understand that this is a critical time. Right now, industries, organizations, companies, what have you, are very much in tune with their need to uh, cultivate, develop new talent, but also recruit new talent, right? They're also interested in being able to manage the bottom line and become more effective, and also to be more lean in their processes. So if you happen to be at an executive or management level, there are a tremendous amount of opportunities to be able to um, pivot into a new range of responsibility or even transition to a new company or pivot into a new industry, because they're looking for people that are able to demonstrate strategic agility in their leadership, be able to manage a number of different responsibilities and help tether them to important benchmarks and the things that are important to their organization to be able to drive revenue. So this is a really great time if you're a person who's a professional that is wanting to get into executive or management level, or even wanting to advance in that particular level of responsibility. So I want to come back to, not just looking at the practical in regards to, yes, there are opportunities out there, but I also want to get into massaging a little bit about what it is that could be holding you back. If you are feeling stuck and you understand that there is a need that you have and a desire to get ahead and stay ahead, what is keeping you from advancing? What is holding you back from taking control of your career and taking advantage of new opportunities? Maybe it has something to do with this fear that we're talking about being able to find a job, or maybe you're concerned that if you switch industries or reposition or something like that, that you'll be stuck somewhere or end up without a job. Or maybe you too have been through furloughs, or you've been laid off before. You've been through a couple of recessions, so you maybe have experience with this already. But as I shared, despite what it might be in regards to that particular fear regarding the current market, there are organizations that are hiring. And so you need to be able to remain true to being able to present to these companies, organizations, or the industry that you're trying to transition or pivot into about how you're committed to the mission. This has to be broader than you just being able to find a job or going to the next opportunity. It has to be more than a paycheck, because these individuals, these companies, these organizations have been through something, right? They've lost money, they've lost revenue, maybe they've lost customers or what have you. And they're wanting to be able to reestablish their strength financially for their organizations or companies, and they're wanting stability. So they want someone who's committed to that at the bottom line, but also committed to the mission that they're trying to translate to their customer base. And so it's very important that when you're out there looking for opportunities and positions, that everything you put out there, any kind of writing samples about you, any messaging about your professional brand, any opportunities that you have to speak on your skills, talents, abilities, and how you are serving in a unique way that solves a problem, that it must speak to the mission. The other thing that I want to ask you about too is, if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling like it's holding you back and you really don't know why, I want you to be able to ask yourself, what is the way that you can add value? What is the way that you can add value? Because again, when we're talking about you being the answer to the problem that that industry or organization is trying to solve, that'll help you to be able to speak more confidently about what it is that you bring to the table, but also to help you be able to negotiate more effectively for yourself. So think about it that way. This will position you more strongly for promotion, pivot, or transition. When you can take the fear out of looking for a job or position by adding to the mission, and when you can talk about how you bring value, those two important things. And then lastly, I want to talk about, if you're feeling like, okay, I'm convinced that I need to be looking for something, but I don't know exactly what, because I'm looking for the right cultural fit or the right alignment with values for that next position. Maybe you're at a place that is not really a fit for you, but you're there just out of the practicality of needing to have a position. And so when you're thinking about moving, you're thinking you want to do it in a very strategic way, but you don't want to go from one situation that's not ideal to another. So you want to make sure that there's a cultural fit. That's fine. That's fine. I want to ensure that, especially if you're at executive or management level, that you are looking for a cultural and values alignment. That should be one of the top priorities, because what we know is if that's out of alignment, that you're not likely to stay. So we want you to be able to find something that you're in alignment with. But also, consider approaching your promotion as though it were a campaign, okay? Whether it's that promotion, that pivot, or transition, I want you to think about it as though it were a campaign. And when we look in the dictionary about what the definition of campaign means, I love this because it says it's an organized and active way towards advancing toward a particular goal. And that's really what a campaign is. And that's really, if you think about it, the approach that you should take when it comes to advancing your career, that it requires that level of energy, that level of attention, but it also requires strategy, right? And so it's very important that you find the position that is of the right fit, that is aligned for you with values and culture, but it's going to require that you do more than just casually look through job announcements or what have you. You're going to have to be intentional. You're going to have to be organized. You're going to have to be focused, and you're going to need to be strategic. So, you're really at a crossroads at this point. If you're feeling that you're not really sure what to do next, and you really are feeling stuck, you've got a couple things that you can do. But I just want you to put this in context and think about it this way. You may be so busy focusing on the problem that you're failing to see the solution, okay? I know that when I was at this position in my own career, And I've worked with other high potential women that have had the same type of dilemma. You can sometimes experience this analysis paralysis where you overanalyze something to the point where you're trying to overthink every potential possibility, what could go wrong, that you get to the point that you don't do anything. You start playing this game so that you're playing to lose rather than playing to win. So, as high achievers, sometimes we can be too independent and almost to the point that it creates stumbling blocks for us because it holds us back from being able to move. We think sometimes that we have to do it absolutely perfect or it has to have a predictable outcome. And I understand that when you're looking for that next position or you're wanting to advance your career, in some ways the measurable outcome will be if you actually achieve the job or the promotion. But I don't want you to overlook the importance of the process of your professional development. I don't want you to overlook the importance of the process of you investing in yourself so that you can add more value to whatever organization or company industry that you end up getting into. So don't overlook that process. But in order to do that, you have to move. Now is the time. You can spend another month, another 6 months, or even another year in this gray area of indecision. Or you can decide to do something different. You can take action. You can make a decision. So I want to ask you real directly, are you going to stay feeling stuck? Stuck. Or are you going to take action and decide to do something different? Something that will help you get the results that you're wanting. I'm going to be sharing for you in the next few weeks about a program that I will be offering that will help you to be able to work through these types of fears that you may be having in regards to advancing in this current job market. And also will teach you tips, tools, and strategies to be able to help you to position strongly for promotion, pivot, or transition. So stay tuned. You're going to learn more in the next coming weeks about how to overcome these barriers and these internal politics that are interfering with your career success. So I look forward to being able to share more with you about that program when the time comes. So again, if you are watching this on the replay, please feel free to share with me any comments that you have, and I will swing back around and be able to respond. My name is Dr. Sanchez, neuropsychologist, OD expert, and executive coach, and it's been such a pleasure to be here with you today. If you have any questions, leave them for me, and I'll be able to get back with you. But for now, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.